can give you some sort of a confirmation that, okay, we are now trying to form bullish, that we're trying to form some sort of a bullish idea here, right? So entering at this bearish candle, it's like you're saying that, okay, the next candle, I'm anticipating it to form bullish. That's in a way saying that, okay, you know what, I'm gambling my trade to see that if the next candle will form bullish or not. Because if you're entering here, where's your stop loss, right? Where's your stop loss? You can say that, okay, maybe my stop loss is down over here. And this is a huge stop loss, man. Like, look at this. You have no confirmation. This is a huge stop loss. So you're waiting. Now look what happened, right? You have a bullish candle that formed right over here. And when you look left, you're seeing that, okay, you know what? This is resistance here, and we have a bullish candle. So now probability dictates that since price made a high right here, and then we had a breakout, and then you have a bullish candle formed. So maybe, like, you know, now you can place a condition on your trade and say, okay, you know what, as long as the price stays above the low of this candle, we should be continuing to move up to fill this range. Make sense? And these are the trades that we've taken on Mixer every day, because you're just waiting for price to do something that you want to see, right? So let's see what happens here. Nice. So continuing to move up, right? So now what you're looking at here is, looking at the candles, is that, okay, this candle formed bullish at support. So now even though this candle had a small body, which means that there's less buyers because the body is small, but eventually you have these wicks forming higher lows, right? You have higher lows forming, and look at where this candle closed. This candle closed higher than the previous candle, right? So you have a higher low and you have a higher high, right? So what do you expect for the next candle to do? It's probably going to move up. There we go. It moved up, right? And you still have your stop below this previous candle here. So now the most important thing is, now what do you do? Now how do you manage your trade? Because you're in profits, right? You have your stops. So now you have choices of either move stops to break even, or you want to take profits. Why you want to move it to break even? Because look at this area right here, right? It's approaching this price level where the candle rejected it, right? So now there's a higher chance that the price is going to reject this area, or it's going to play around and continue to move up. We don't know what's going to happen, because this is now acting as a resistance. So it's always a good idea to place stops at break even, because once you place your stop loss at break even, you have a risk-free trade, right? Because imagine this. Now all a trade is that you're placing a straight line on a chart, and then price is either moving above it or it's moving below it, right? A dream of a trader is to have zero drawdown, minimal drawdown, and the price moves in their direction. So once you have a trade, let's say you took your trade right over here, right? And now you have your stop loss in profits as well. So now you have a risk-free trade. Nothing can take this away from you. You have to realize that. Always realize this. Nothing can take this away, because now you have a risk-free trade and you're at this resistance and you're not sure whether it's going to break it or reject it. So let's see what happens. See, we have a break up. It's all good. And then look what happened. Right? We have a move down. So that's why it's really, really important to secure what you can and let some run with stops at break even. Because, like, man, this candle could have easily, like the next candle could have easily went up, right? So let's continue, move on. All right, so we have this situation right over here, right? So how do we handle this situation? So first of all, what we see is that there is support, right? Because you have these candles creating wicks in this area. So when you see these wicks, this means that there is some sort of a rejection happening here, right? And when you look at the price to the left, you see that, okay, maybe this price or whatever price this is some sort of an important price, because